Well, this is it, everybody. The championship decided. Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our Phoenix Raceway reaction. Oh my gosh, come on. It should work. I have the reactions ready to go, and then it's just try this again. Third time is a charm. Well, it's time for our race reactions from Phoenix Raceway. You can check us out on Kick, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm going to be checking back with you guys in just a second, because this is it. The moment that you all been waiting for. We are going to give... Oh wait, that's not right. It's always a long series, but that's okay. It's just... Spotlight is on the championship floor, but for others, and this includes former champions, it's all about having a great run for them. Think about Kyle Busch making his 750th start in a long winless streak. Or how about Joey Logano, the reigning champ? This is the last race. He gets to take the green flag as the champion. Champion of the future, that 45 Kyle Athletic drives for Michael Jordan. Everyone thinks he's a favorite each and every weekend. He's winless. Would a win today kind of put a little bit of a bow on the 2025 season. All right, let's check out today's starting lineup for today's final race. For the championship, 4 drivers: Denny Hamlin and William Byron, and then Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson and Austin Cindric, Ryan Blaney, and Carson Hocevar. Row 4, we got Josh Berry and Alex Bowman. Joey Logano. Row 6, we have Kyle Busch and Chase Briscoe. 750 start for Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, and Daniel Suarez. I'm going to put this right. I'm going to do this. Chase Elliott and Noah Gragson round from row number 9. Brad Keselowski and Christopher Bell. What is happening here? Ryan Preece and James Smith. Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick. Ty Gibbs and Austin Dillon. Jahan Nemechek and Cole Custer with Justin Haley and Todd Gilliland. SVG and Larry Hurst. JJ Alley and Casey Mears. Michael McDowell and AJ Allmendinger. That's your starting lineup for the final race. Don't forget to hit that join button if you guys are new. We know more about this kind of racing, so hit that join button if you guys are new. And we're gonna have a lot of fun today with you guys in NASCAR Cup Series, so maybe I'll just do this. Fine, we'll get the 5 team. You guys are going to keep an eye on the leaderboard as we get ready for the green flag to be ready to go. Top 3. We'll keep you guys updated on the side draft fast picks championship. I know this is a repeat again for the first year, but hey, we're gonna have some fun here tonight. Today and tonight we are gonna have our Woody Rose. All we need to do is stay here and not winning this championship. He's gonna be like.
Incredible first year for that man there, Chris Gale, with Denny Hamlin. They've done everything they've needed to do to get to this point, to put themselves in chance, with a chance of that elusive title. The Toyota pace car leaves the track quite early. It's a bit of a lonely moment. More time to think about what's at stake in this season finale.
Here we go, guys. This is it.
Somebody else grab this NASCAR Cup Series title. Here in Phoenix, it's championship day.
Let's go!
Traditional fan out. They're looking to find their spot as they get into their early race rhythm. Hamlin leads down the backstretch.
Come on, Bart!
As they complete lap 1 into lap 2, finally, with everything that's gone on all weekend, all day, now it is back to the comfort zone. Business as usual. That's what these drivers do. They're the most comfortable behind the wheel, task at hand, quickly feeling out their car, Jeff. What they
Come on,
need
Byron.
adjustments as we see the 19 of Briscoe trying to make that little ground. He spotted the other green qualifying. A little bit of calmness at the front of the pack because they're single file, but not back here. Briscoe knows how important track position is. Restarts, initial start of the race is the time to get track position if you can. It was worrying times during practice for that 19 team, the Bass Pro Shops Toyota of Joe Gibbs Racing. Qualifying yesterday, they weren't quite sure what they were going to have. And Chase Briscoe said, I was actually quite surprised to be 12th. I thought it might not be that good. So he knows what's at hand here and how he has to work his way forward fairly swiftly. Now that he's gotten by, made the pass, now he's able to really start thinking about his race car. You see immediately to the bottom of the racetrack, he has very good cars in front of him. This is not going to be easy to get to the front of the pack, but now he can put the car in the lane he wants to put it in.
So far on lap 5.
When it doesn't do well.
We're going to call him Stinker.
Where we are right now, more banking, Jeff, a little bit tighter radius. Now you're heading to the start-finish line. This is the dogleg that was talked about multiple times in pre-race. Now we're down, heading down to 1 and 2. Flat.
This is like a 60-lap stage, so
And one thing I noticed,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
drivers are running down there on the flat. A lot of races we come here and they run all the way up against the wall at the bottom of the racetrack. But early in this race, I believe, in an effort to preserve a little bit of tire, some tire issues at practice, sidewalls failing, they're staying above that yellow line. Nobody is really going on the flat. Ideal start for Denny Hamlin in the 11, the Progressive Toyota, to JGR. Did what he needed to do in qualifying, and so far so good. He's got just over half a second, growing closer to a second over William Byron. Good start, Austin Cindric and Kyle Larson. First stage here. Remember, there are 3 stages. Points are awarded to the rest of the field, but not the championship 4. It's all about the final lap of the race. But those 60 laps in stage 1 can be run on a tank of gas, so no pit stop required under green. But these tires, these Goodyear tires brought this weekend, have good grip, but the grip goes away very
lap number
quickly.
7.
It's going to be up to the drivers, Marty, to manage that grip and take care of those tires. See, Denny Hamlin made his way into the championship four by winning the race at Las Vegas earlier in the round of 8. So that gave him a couple of extra weeks to get ready for Phoenix. And Jeff, when we met with him Thursday, he was very open about completely changing his style here at Phoenix. Learned some from his teammates, learned some from other drivers as well. But Jeff, when you're in a position like this, one race to decide a championship, how risky is it to change your style that you've done for years at a racetrack like Phoenix?
Well, Marty, I think it shows the maturity of Denny Hamlin. At 44 years old, many drivers get stuck in their ways. I do it like this. I won 60 races. Why do I need to change? But he felt like he couldn't win this race doing it the way he was doing it. He spent a ton of time studying, understanding what other drivers are doing, and then he went in the simulator and just drove the car like that, taught himself how to drive the car, and then Steve, he had also the wisdom to say, okay, our setup's not going to work. If I'm going to drive the car like this differently, we're going to have a different setup. And then his team got brought in to build this setup to his new driving style.
Yeah, and in any sport, Diff, when you have an athlete who has just remarkable gifted abilities, and then they match those abilities with a very cerebral approach, it becomes like a dynamic duo, right? It is nearly impossible to beat. And that's when I really get this Denny Hamlin resurgence at 44 years old.
It's not good. Start the race off with it.
There are a lot of people that are close to Hamlin who say that they are seeing a different Denny Hamlin. So could this be his day? Or what about his younger teammate and his new teammate coming to the end of his first season, Dave Burns, with JGR? Tell us more about Chase Briscoe.
And Lee, we saw that
Lap 11 now.
the first 3 championship contenders were up 1, 2, 3 at the start. But Chase Briscoe's back in 12th. When I talked to James Small, his crew chief this morning, he says, that really doesn't bother me because 4 years ago with Martin Truex Jr., we started 12. By the end of the first stage, we had won the first stage. So we've only made up 2 since the start of the race, but they're not concerned. So far, no concern from the driver over the radio.
Again, Briscoe from 12th up to 10th. 2 positions made in these opening 11 laps here at Phoenix Raceway on Championship Day. Going about it methodically, as we see the most successful number in NASCAR Cup Series history, the 11, driven by Denny Hamlin for all 60 of his wins since the end of 2005. Hall of Famer Ned Jarrett, our own DJ's father, won 2 Cup Series championships in it. Hall of Famer Cale Yarborough, 3 straight Cup Series championships. And Hall of Famer Darrell Waltrip dominated in the early 80s in it.
No, we're better than a great touchdown. 5 great touchdowns.
Jamal Charles is cooking.
Okay, man. See, those are grown man touchdowns right there.
What's that supposed to mean? Grown man touchdowns. Tell me what it means, weird beard. You look like you're about to give out the Gettysburg Address. You got a log cabin? That stovepipe hat? Huh? What's the spread, Brian? Is it 4 scores?
Come on, Byron.
New customers bet $5 to get 300 if your bet wins. Paid instantly.
I'm just looking at the speeds they have. I wish we can get rid of that Denny Hamlin.
Wings to go for game time.
They say patience is a virtue. I say game's on in 15 minutes, which is why we got to go.
Alright, we fixed it and
How goes up, car?
now good stuff.
Ever wonder how NASCAR Cup Series playoffs?
That Byron 96.
How fast the pack finished first among the championship 4.
I'm just looking at the seconds.
The mix of salty sea air and burnt rubber. The big skies, high banks, and grandstands.
Come on, Byron.
That's what we love. Daytona 500. making it at the biggest race of the year on the biggest stage of a lifetime. That's what we love about the Daytona 500. You gotta see it to believe it. Secure your experience now at Daytona500.com.
Championship weekend here in the NASCAR Cup Series at Phoenix Raceway. And let's go through the championship four and some important numbers. And leading the wins list, Denny Hamlin with 6. How about that? Look at Larson. How about Chase Briscoe, the qualifying king of this season? And William Byron with those laps led leads all of the drivers. Tell us more, Kim Coon.
Yeah, William currently running solidly in the second position consistently.
Come on, Byron.
Observations from the team to William.
What?
And they followed that up with you're doing great things. Long run here, long run. Don't get checking with the team. They said right now he is just managing his stuff.
Come on, Byron.
I do like to look at this 24 car. What he's able to do, put the left side tires right on the yellow line, but not having to use a lot of racetrack. It's been a little bit faster than Hamlin the last few laps.
Look at Daniel.
Looks very smooth at the steering wheel. Look how little movement there is in the steering wheel. No movement back to the right. Just a tiny bit right there as he crosses over the seam.
I'm just looking at the
Everything's
leaderboard.
pretty calm right now. Let's go to Briscoe. Briscoe is running back in 10th place. About 2.5 tenths a second off. Let's look at his steering wheel. Oh boy. How much more movement he's got? Back of his car. Car doesn't turn very well in the middle. Wants it to rotate a little better, but he doesn't have the rear grip he's looking for either. Gets in the corner, turns. He's always checking that turn back to the right. That's checking the rear grip. Back of the car is not in the racetrack. You can see why the 24 is faster than the 19.
Made up those early positions, 2 early positions, but he's parked at 10th at the moment. Chase Briscoe, while the other championship 3 are in the top 4 positions. Remember, you don't have to win this race to win the title if you're part of the championship 4. You just got to be the highest finishing car out of the 4. Brian Lane, 12, passing 21 of Josh Berry, 2 drivers that were fortunate to make the playoffs this year. Blaney went deep into the playoffs. Barry had a little bit of struggle in the first round. I think coming here this weekend, when we just looked at handicapping the overall speed, everybody kind of had the 12 circles. He was so good at New Hampshire. It's a very similar style of racing, very similar, setup and tire combination. It'll be interesting to see
Come on, Byron.
how Blaney chooses to race those championship points. It's delicate, Dip. He's not going to just pull over and get out of the way, but you also probably have to use a little bit more caution than normal. You don't want to be part of the story and eliminate somebody's championship opportunity with mistake. It's Kyle Busch. As we look for the Xfinity mobile of Tyler Reddick up ahead of Kyle Busch, multi-time winner here at Phoenix, 2-time Cup Series champion. It's been a rough year. He'd love to end on a high here in Phoenix and head into the off-season with some positivity.
See right now, only 24 laps. 45 laps into this race. Still 36 to go at this stage.
Come on, Byron.
The rubber on the racetrack, you can see it flying off the race cars every now and then. The longest anybody went in practice yesterday was 30 laps. Look at that on the camera. These tires were designed and built to lose a lot of speed as the run goes on. The drivers have been asking for it. But they're delivered. There is a ton of tire fall off. And I think right now drivers are having to manage that. And everybody is learning what my car will do on a long run and what it won't do.
Well, they learn in practice, that's for sure. There were 4 issues in the first 10 minutes in practice. And they were playing around, Stevie, with tire pressure and camber. Yeah, and they learned the hard way.
Yeah, and I would say even though we've run 26 laps without issue here today, don't just assume that means it's going to be great all
Yeah, still.
It shocked me that people became more conservative over those issues. Put some air pressure back in the left.
Come on, Byron.
Continues, and it becomes clear you're not quite fast enough. You know that adjustment is almost instant speed, right, Diff? So if after this practice issues, and you mentioned it, it started right away with one of the championship 4, Chase Briscoe, flat left rear tire. Then his teammate, the 20th Bell, another flat left rear tire. And
You know, she made adjustments to be safe. I know crew chiefs. I was one. I will tell you, you're gonna ease off from those adjustments to try to put some more speed in your car as the day goes. And being a crew chief is no different than being a driver, right? You have to operate on the edge. If you're not on the edge, you're not going to be going fast enough. Already a second and a quarter slower than the fastest lap, so that grip that we expected to fall away is doing it. Talking off about the race lead-up and championship contender Denny Hamlin, his body.
Nearly just 28 laps into the race and becoming very evident to these race teams very quickly. The key today is how good are you going to be on older tires? Denny Hamlin radio to Chris Gale just moments ago said, I've lost a little bit of lateral grip off of turn 4. But a moment ago, Kim kind of updated us that Kyle Larson and William Byron were comparing lines on the racetrack. Chris Lambert, the spotter for Denny Hamlin, did the same exact thing because Byron was quicker. He adjusted his line to match that marker, and he's picked up time since.
And Hardy for Kyle Larson, who's currently at fourth. He lost a spot the initial start.
Come on.
In the fourth place position. What makes Kyle Larson so good, and I think we saw it throughout this weekend in practice and qualifying. He's one of the first to use an unusual line down in 1 and 2 and 3, 4, going higher up the racetrack. Then he did the same thing in qualifying. I asked his crew chief, but Daniel, what was that? He said, that's classic Kyle Larson. He was able to make speed on an area of the racetrack that others are not right now. The team has been helping him with what you mentioned in terms of moving his line to try and find a little bit more speed. Look for him to start trying to short his entries and get straighter exits on the X of the corners to try and conserve those rear tires a little bit. 30 down, 31 down, 29 to go in stage 1. And less than a second between Hamlin and Byron at the front.
Man, it just went by.
Yeah, it's me.
Nice.
Ready to snap. Into a Slim Jim.
Okay, Willie Burr! Willie Burr!
And a landscaper. That's why you need versatile, durable Kubota equipment.
You just go and buy and win some of them.
You can run the perfect race.
Oh,
And then, boom. That's true in racing and life. When debt hits hard, National Debt Relief helps you.
What I like to see.
So you can pay less than you owe in less time than you think. When life wrecks your finances, National Debt Relief helps you get back on track. Visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started today.
Stocks $1.99 menu. So much deliciousness for $1.99 each. It'd be impossible to name them all. But I'll try it. Junior double cheeseburger, side cherry slice, green apple slice, flavor bubbles, cheese ball, crispy dinner wraps. Get them all on Sonic's $1.99 menu.
Here we go.
Commander. You can never count out boosted tickets. Sunday Night Football on NBC and Peacock.
Saturday night, live on
He's getting caught!
NASCAR 25 is available now for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. You can get the real NASCAR experience, build your own team, race online, and go door to door with the stars, and learn more at NASCAR.com. Championship Day, part of Championship Weekend continues here. Been two fantastic.
Oh, yeah! This is gonna be fun.
Truck Series.
This is gonna be fun! So fun.
Decided Denny Hamlin has seen his advantage. Basically cut in half with William Byron, who is
Yeah!
how much lower William Byron
Alright.
tries to turn, lead low, gain tons of momentum on corner exit. He's coming. He is definitely faster than the 11
I like that Byron. She just.
Byron to the top, but right there, Denny's car will not stay on the bottom as long as William Byron says. William is definitely faster. He just has to find a way around.
Steve, you work for Rick Hendrick. He's trying to win his 15th Cup Series title here today. Rick Hendrick said earlier this week on SiriusXM NASCAR, he said, William Byron, as he is right now, reminds him of a young Jimmy Johnson for the reason of his dedication to study, his application to the preparation. And William told us earlier this week that he, as a big golf fan, has learned from Scotty Scheffler, world #1. If you turn up to the first tee knowing you've done your homework and your preparation, you aren't nervous. You shouldn't be nervous. You agree?
Absolutely. I think that is something that you have to figure out for yourself. And
Come on, Byron.
Natural reaction to the size of the moment. It's almost respect and appreciation for the opportunity ahead. So you can't eliminate that part of it. That adrenaline is good. But you have to figure out, are there some undue nerves? Are there unanswered questions? Could you have done something more during the week? I thought that was fascinating when William said that. I think that's
One more.
approach feeling really from all
You
four
tried, but.
drivers. Yeah, I think today is a unique challenge. No one really knew coming into this race what these two tires were going to do. Short run speed versus long run speed. Denny Hamlin was the fastest driver on the track, 16 of the first 25 laps, but none since the 25th lap. So right now, the 11 knows, look, they're really good, right? But they know they need to be a little bit better for long run.
Mr. 100. Mr. 100.
No surprise to me that
I call him Mr. H.
Mr. Hendrick, both co-chairmen, Mr. Hendrick, obviously the owner, Jeff Gordon, the co-chairman, they're going to split the 9 and the 48 pit lots. The 24 and the 5 race under their own pressure. Check out this progressive telemetry by the law of William Byron. You can see that part right there.
That would be.
He's able to go wide open throttle. Look at the ground he made up.
Let's have a listen to some 24 radio.
Hey, look, hey, just a little bit for y'all. Actually built a little bit tight.
Come on, Byron.
It sounds crazy when you're talking about a two-time Daytona 500 winner as a pivotal moment in history.
Gotta do
But last
something
weekend
here.
in Martinsville,
We gotta win
everybody
this championship.
talking about the way that this man, William Byron, went about winning that.
Denny Hamlin knows that he's got to find something different. What he's been doing in 1 and 3 and 4 wasn't working. So now look at it.
I love him.
He's trying a different line. He was all the way down here on the bottom of the racetrack. Now he's in the second and third groove. Catching some lap traffic. Denny Hamlin now will be forced to the bottom of the racetrack. William saw that, so he went to the middle where there was hopefully.
Hey, we're getting close to the final laps of the stage 1.
Let's see what Denny Hamlin does this
Come
time.
on, Byron.
So it's an opportunity to experiment, but right back to the bottom.
Hamlin said coming into this championship finale that yes, while he's got a specific philosophy about car setup, he said, I won't go into the race with a hard and fast.
We got one on
strategy.
YouTube.
I have to be adaptable.
That's so
and
sweet. We got
circumstances."
Well, you don't win 60 races without understanding that it's nearly
right now.
impossible to predict what's gonna
Byron
happen.
is second.
You see Jeff Gordon. Look at you see that fiery reaction from Jeff. You can't tell me that he doesn't ride every lap with the drivers that drive the race cars he oversees.
There's Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon.
Of my career with Jeff Gordon, he taught me so much about racing, but the number one thing was that fiery attitude. You race every practice, every qualifying, every position, every lap. Now it's unfortunate to race against him.
And in this cockpit, William Byron is wearing the flame suit, the driving suit that Jeff made famous.
Yep. Looking at the speed. We're gonna have to first and second right now.
Hundreds by customizing your car insurance. And his point of vote is the gentleman under the security guard.
Come on, Byron. Come on, Byron.
Ever wonder how NASCAR Cup Series playoffs work? Like Gazoo Racing, break it down for you. NASCAR is a bracket system with eliminations at 16,
Okay.
12, 8, and 4.
Got 40 seconds.
Win races will survive
4 seconds.
the pack, finish first in the championship four, and they're doing donuts and victory lane. And trust me, Toyota's ready for victory lane.
Byron's coming.
You in?
Where's the bar?
$1.99 a year. So much deliciousness for $1.99 each. It'd be impossible to name them all.
Byron's better on the long one. I agree because this is just.
Get up, Red. You're about to get down.
Yeah, we're gonna have a Larson. Byron's doing good, so maybe we're getting close to the way. My traffic's coming. Hit that join button if you guys are new. 10 laps to go in stage 1, and we're getting close. I see Denny here with a Byron. Come on, Byron!
With 10 laps to go in this opening stage here in Phoenix, William Byron has reduced the deficit.
Hey, good job, Byron.
On the back of the race leader and championship contender, Denny Hamlin. Kyle Larson has lost the spot. He slipped back to 5th as Brian Blaney gets through. Yeah, the handling issues for the 11.
Byron!
Himself, but now that he's in traffic and he loses the preferred lane or has to run a little bit shallower exit.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh, baby.
What's this, folks?
But the 24 still has momentum. Hey, wait to see what William Byron does in the 24 car here. Go to the top. Yeah, there you go. I love this boost. Go somewhere different. Look at that run on the outside. Well, got him. William Byron intensifying the pressure to Denny Hamlin. 52 laps and Hamlin hasn't seen somebody threaten his lead like this. And what we haven't seen is the ability to run as high in this end of the race.
Yeah! Willie B to the lead!
Riley Hubbs on one side, Hamlin on the other. Shane Van Gisbergen up ahead. New race leader. It's William Byron in the 24. Hendrick Motorsports versus Joe Gibbs Racing. 2 cars each in the championship 4. 2 in the top 2 here. It's Byron who leads. So advantage Byron with the motor.
I think we're gonna get our first stage win. The always stage win. The always stage win. The word. If we keep going, I'm gonna say stage 1 winner. Byron. Hey. I'm sorry, everyone. Maybe he did a good job.
This 12 car Blaney, he is absolutely flying. Fast car on the racetrack. Yeah, the leaders are going to deal with this 12 before this day is out. If you don't end the year with a championship, he'll end the year with a victory.
I picked him.
Yeah, I like that 24 car. Look where he can run. Anywhere. He runs
Anywhere, I agree.
He makes a line.
Now it's 1 second. That's a good start because come on, Byron! 10 points for me.
Seeing that 12 grow larger in his rearview mirror. Here comes Ryan Blaney.
Hey, yeah, but you suck.
So at the conclusion of this stage, we'll do the same as you're doing at home and what the respective crew chiefs will have to do. How does it look? What adjustments do they have to make?
Can't get that way.
Because the longer that this stage went on, William Byron just looked stronger and stronger. Right there. The 12 car just changes direction with less effort, less tire scrub. And for that reason,
Oh man, Blaney second.
But if the car turns to the middle, you can straighten the wheel and it helps the second half of the corner. You
see it again, even with the upper line, which should give you
Coming up with 2 to go with stage 1.
Remember the strength of William Byron last week to win that race at Martinsville to beat Blaney was a long run. He got long run speed, was able to take advantage.
You're bored.
He got it again today.
Jack Gibbs, top right box there, watches on with a lot of interest.
What an amazing conversation he had in pre-race.
Final lap in stage 1, presented by Quinn One Bag.
His legacy, his relationship with Denny, and what it would mean to go get a championship with Denny at this point in his career. And then, Jeff, you had that question to Denny. Such an emotional moment. I wasn't expecting it.
Final lap of stage 1 brought to you by Credit One Bank and William Byron. He had to really chip away and work at Denny Hamlin out in front, but got by. And we'll take
We're about to win stage 1. Yay!
become a first-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. That was an important one. Good
Oh man. Wait, my wins.
Briscoe finished 10th. Clearly, he's the team and driver car that need the most improvement at this point.
Started 12th, finished 10th. Ryan Blaney finishes second behind Byron and Denny Hamlin. So the 24 up front. The car now driven by William Byron, and that was since the start of 2018, but of course made famous by the co-chairman of Hendrick Motorsports and the Hall of Famer Jeff Gordon, who won all 4 of his Cup titles and all 93 races in it. It's a heavy load to carry, but William Byron is up for it.
Let's see if PG tried to stop here.
I can win with a big wood.
Everything started within 5 minutes and helps get
So stage 1 goes to Willie B.
rescue healing for
11.
It's not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than
Yep.
prescribed. Breztri may increase
I need these
risk
10
of
points.
osteoporosis.
I need them 10 points.
Chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Ask your doctor about Breztri. My name's not too old. I'm going to help you. Fire out of control.
Like a telephone in the hospital room.
My neighbor was just screaming, "Get out, get out, get out."
Something unnatural had happened.
Stream for free. Only on very low.
If you've been injured in an accident, would you choose insurance or Dale E. and Son? Insurance or Dale E. and Son? Think you don't have the power to
Use
company?
the
Think again.
I choose Daily and Son.
I choose Dale E. and Son.
What's your taste really like?
Find out for the offices of Daily and Son. Dial 846.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have more stage racing for you guys. Stage number 2 is coming up. Oh, I missed that.
All these options. I feel like a slot machine.
New players play $5.
I love it. I just whirl up that wood bone. Kept that on.
Falls for a charming doctor, but almost every word was a lie.
Someone had asked me if I would fall for it. I would say absolutely not.
Thursday night, Even Resides Brian Roach investigates the romance scam that robbed her life savings.
My 401k, savings account.
The red flags that something wasn't right, and her mission born from heartbreak, now giving others hope.
What I'm trying to do is support the victim and help the police
I
department.
think
Thursday night at 6 on WQBL.
I think Warren Byron. This is awesome.
There's the new weather and trust the WQBL music store team.
NASCAR on NBC.
NASCAR on playback. Hey, we got 10 points. I'm gonna take the me, so maybe.
Earlier this weekend, Chase Briscoe was awarded the 2025 Busch Light Pole Award. Briscoe won more pole positions than any other driver this year. He was the top qualifier.
Congratulations to our pole award winner, Chase Briscoe.
However, he didn't get that yesterday, and that put him back in the pack in 12th. He worked his way forward to 10th.
I wonder who he's talking about.
I don't know. That's right. Kyle Busch. No.
When did he qualify?
He got tired of losing and got through.
This is the pit stop for the 24. Look how dark the concrete is. All the tire brothers
crew chief were both in last night with crew members after the Xfinity Series race, scraping the rubber off, literally scrubbing it with water and cleanup trucks, trying to take all the debris, all the rubber off. I mean, look at the side-by-side.
Now, pit stops are coming up
So dark. Well, this right here is
from the very own Phoenix race.
if it's going to really help, just the acceleration out of that pit box one. Tide Pit Road is about to come to life, and here they come, led by William Byron.
William Byron!
Chase Briscoe will be the first one to hit. He only made up 2 positions from 12th place starting position. He called the car really, really loose in the right rear. Also had a vibration.
Come on, Byron.
At the bottom of the track because that loses in the right rear, Parker.
And Dave from Kyle Larson said, I actually lost my right rear there. Just a few did too much. So I'm going to loosen him up in the center corner so he can exit straighter. 4 tires for him. Yeah.
Through the middle, you gotta get the wheel straight for exit. Little free exit. Overall reasonable. He said, I'm just telling you stuff to tell you, Rudy. So just tiny air pressure adjustment on those 4 fresh tires, Marty.
Yeah, it's clear that Briscoe has to go walk on the long right lead for Denny Hamlin, especially since this run in stage 2 will be even longer. Hamlin's going to need more turn, especially
Byron!
off the corner as well. And Lee, we have talked about the mechanical issues for the 11. He said once again the clutch pedal is long and we are early in this race.
Good stop from the 12 team for Ryan Blaney, so to the 19 for Chase Briscoe. He needed that. He was able to leapfrog Austin Cindric and Chris Buescher.
Alright, going by in second place. We need to be Ryan Blaney.
From the moment he took the first breath, he had something to prove. And boy, did you ever. Those horn, Bob's car, sweat, miles, up and down, back and forth, over and over and over. And when it was finally time to enjoy it all, COPD thought it could stop you. Well, COPD never met someone like you who kept right on going. Restream is 3 medicines and 1 inhaler with better breathing starting in 5 minutes. And it helps prevent flare-ups. Now that's what COPD treatment works as hard as you do. Restream won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It's not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Restream more than prescribed. Restream may increase risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Can't afford your medication? AstraZeneca may be able to help. Ready to take back your breath.
Alright.
About Restream.
Any penalties from the championship 4? We got 1 user on. Get that join button. Do.
Turn back time with your engine with Valvoline Restore Protect. A first of its kind movement.
Gotta beat the
100% of engine flow deposits and protects against
We're back.
with Valvoline Restore Protect and your next door change.
Every Monday and Tuesday, NBA is on NBC Peacock. Peacock NBA Monday, NBA Coast to Coast Tuesday. Every week, all season long.
We got your fat, maybe we can calm down a little, talk to each other more. That's what the news is supposed to do.
Stage 1 over here at Phoenix Raceway on Championship Sunday. William Byron. Led much of that stage, but fell back to third. DJ, your impressions of stage 1? Yeah, I think Denny Hamlin showed he has the speed in his car, but a little adjustment. I'm not concerned about Denny Hamlin at this point in time if they can make the right adjustment, other than the fact that you brought up about a clutch issue. Surely not a handle. Yeah, how about William Byron? He showed that long run strength last week at Martinsville, and clearly it's in the 24 again today.
Yeah, that's been a huge adjustment because all season long,
Yeah.
for this 24 car, they adjusted last week. They got today. Denny Hamlin's usually the long run expert, so let's keep an eye on that. It's going to be interesting.
And Lee, after all that, the race off pit road, Ryan Blaney up front. We kind of predicted Team Penske might be in a position to win, and Blaney's got him there to start stage 2.
He did a nice job, though, to the host of our Briscoe's TV. How nerve-wracking is this clutch situation with the 11? Well, very, very nerve-wracking. Let's listen into what the driver had to say.
Clutch pedal is long. Yeah, the best I can tell you is
So once again, normally it wouldn't concern me, but this team has been plagued by mechanical gremlins. The clutch being one of them. A couple races this year, the clutch took the 11 out. We'll have to keep an eye on it. And quickly on the 12, the graphics said 2 tires. We confirmed with Kim. It is 4 tires on the 12. Just quick work by the Victor. Bush light restarts on Ryan Blaney's there, and Ryan Blaney's gone. The Menards Ford. Beautiful restart to commence stage 2. Cameron on the inside of William Byron. Larson's in the mix. The 19's down on the low line. You've got all the championship 4 in the top half dozen positions. He seemed to find a way to the top in this race. Hamlin going to the outside, trying to get on the outside. He did it. The short run speed versus long run speed. HendrickCars.com on board. Let's ride with Kyle Larson. Have a listen. Looking pretty pacey early on in this second stage. What appeared to be maybe Ryan Blaney taking off. Denny Hamlin's going with him.
Tie! Caution's out. John Hunter Nemechek.
That's John Hunter Nemechek.
There's no chance for one by him.
See how he got here. I'm guessing had to be some contact between a couple cars.
So win this.
The car on the right side on the nose. Let's see if he can get it fired and drive away. He's running back in 30th.
30th place.
Very good day.
Come on, Byron. Come on, Byron.
No, only 3 green flag laps on the tires. All the leaders will just stay on the racetrack. Pretty interesting battle watching Blaney, Hamlin, Byron. Makes me think, is Byron trying to be patient? With that long run speed, but not all race car, was some of the fact that William was willing to be patient early in that first run, and he learned something. Yeah. He said, okay, just don't push this thing too hard early. Back and see what we can figure out happened with the 42 car.
42 car.
That was a little difficult to pick out. Yeah. Here we go. Somebody tell us more.
John, I'll do never talk. John, I'll do never talk.
There is contact there. And Nemechek's had a good year this year. 4 top 5s, top 10s, last led, and this year than any other season. Team Legacy Motorsports, Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson!
Seven-time champion Jimmy Johnson knows something about success.
His blown tire. Gonna come down the pit road.
All that this year, and they showed improvement throughout the year. So John Hunter Nemechek is lifting his way back.
We still got a chance.
Now let's get some updates. Parker Kligerman kick us off. Loudly for Kyle Larson, who's currently in 4th right now. There was a lot of discussion as he got to the end of the first stage about his tire wear and how he felt like he abused the right rear, but they also had some interesting comments about some of the competitors. Take a listen.
Would you be able to see what Williams was like because he was much better than you?
Yeah, we're going to find out. And we heard the 11 call out over the radio. They had one small cord on the right front also. They said their right rear did not have one.
Him.
So you heard there just comparing to his teammate there, William Byron, also compared to Denny Hamlin and some of the cording they saw on the right front, which they had as well.
Byron's gonna do it. Or
The tire we talked about. When you initially built the tire to wear out.
5 minutes 24. 5 minutes 24.
So just got going in the second stage under caution. First race caution of the day.
First race caution today. Hope you can restart here. Where's my bell? Where's the bell? All right.
If you've been injured in an accident, would you
I'm done.
insurance or Dale E. Einstein? Insurance or Dale E. Einstein? Think you don't have the power to take on the insurance companies? Think again. I choose Dale E. Einstein.
I choose Dale E. Einstein.
What's your case really worth? Find out for free. The offices of Dale E. Einstein. Dial 846-0606.
My husband worked on strip jobs for a number of years, that lifelong. A little over 2 years ago, he quickly started declining and started asking for my help. He's very active, and I've taken on the extra work here. It's been wonderful to know that I can still give a word.
You get 2 wins.
Pastor that I feel connected to in my home with me.
Here we go. Zemo. Commander. You can never count out these routines. Sunday Night Football on NBC.
We are back, baby.
Oh, that was quick. Oh, yeah. You would see. Of course, we need a Denny Hamlin Sucks fan club.
Quick reminder, don't miss your chance to win a 2025 Ford Bronco Heritage Edition or Bronco Off-Rodeo Experience. Scan the QR code that you see on your screen.
Come on, baby.
Playoffs promo now and enter before it's too late. That is key. We are on board. Joey Logano, the outgoing champion in the NASCAR Cup Series.
Wins. I wish I could lead, but
Special zone, that rarefied air of being a 3-time champion. I want to give a special shout out. See the Hunt Brothers logos on the right there, and then you see like a figure above that. That's a special nod to one of our family members, one of our crew people, Anthony Marshall, more affectionately known as T-Bone, who's been in television sports production for some 42 years. Today is his final laps with us and in the industry. T-Bone, on behalf of everybody, thank you so much. She's in the robo room, and that's T-Bone saying thanks very much. That's camera 4 here at Phoenix Raceway, and anybody in the industry knows T-Bone and his incredible work over many decades. Thanks, mate. Time to head to time pit rider. Marty, tell us more about Denny Hamlin. What's happening?
Lee, under this caution, the topic of Denny Hamlin's clutch still an issue. Chris Gale asked Denny Hamlin, did it rear up on the pit stop as well? And could you learn anything about it on the pit stop? This is what Denny said.
It's long. I drop it up. I do get a little pedal back. Nothing like stock, but I do have enough to disengage right now. You know, that's the only time I give you is to pop it up. It takes a moment to come back, and you're getting it up on the clutch stroke for it still operable. You know, if the pedal drops for some reason, let me know today. Then you need to pull it back.
alright, we're gonna go back green soon. Hopefully.
So what is in Chris Gale's playbook that he can maybe do to help his driver, or is Denny on his own?
Denny's basically on your own. You might be able to try to lead the clutch, but it's a very complicated.
Come on, Byron.
The good news is on the racetrack,
Wait a
the
minute.
clutch is
What
used.
about?
It stops because nearly a
Oh no.
like a force, you can't knock
Washington
it in
got
neutral.
second.
You would have to lever it all the way
That's
through
not
the
good.
neutral. Matthew, right now on this restart, he's not going to use the clutch at all. Accelerate, goes to the gears, never touch the clutch. Push stop, push line, restart zone, and Blankey's time again. Great restart. They fan out as they always do. They typically do. But look at Denny Hamlin around the outside. Byron's down low. What a restart from the 11. We're talking about his woes with that clutch. No worries there.
Come on, Byron.
Jump to the outside.
Fine teammates, though.
Briscoe 2 further back behind Blaney. Hosevar in that 77.
Come on, Byron.
Around the outside. The youngster is in the mix here on Championship Day.
Come on, Byron.
Trying to get to the outside of Byron. Now Byron's trying to get outside of Larson. Jeff, you said it. We usually see that, I call it the ball field or the flat area of the dogwood, used a lot more early in these runs, but the leaders are definitely avoiding it. I think that's by choice. Some of the tire concerns probably allows you to run a little bit lower air pressure to have that real rough transition lap after lap. Remind me, we saw full wide there with Alex Bowman and Austin Cindric and Christopher Bell and the one of Ross Chastain. Meanwhile, look at Hamlin in the top box as he stretches his advantage now to a second. It didn't quite get to that with William Byron earlier on. So Hamlin boasts his biggest lead of the day. And yet, unlike stage one, that was over 60 laps, the much longer 120 lap stage two will require a pit stop. If something happens, you can do it under yellow, but if not, it will definitely be under green as we ride on board with red and the Xfinity Mobile onboard camera. It's crazy back here. Every single week we see the madness of being back mid-pack, how wild it is.
Come on.
Denny Hamlin, this is something you never see. Denny Hamlin is over a half a second faster than the second and third place. That tells me that what Denny Hamlin is doing, he is learning and pushing his race car. He wants to know what it will and will not do. These two guys, they aren't doing that. They are thinking long run speed. They're thinking if I push too hard, it's going to hurt my long run speed. And Denny is saying, heck with it. I'm going to go and just push my car as hard as I can. What happens, function is save tire, half speed late, or Jeff, give it gas. Go get a big lead and let him try to chase you down. Denny Hamlin told us earlier this week that he's studying his teammate Christopher Bell, who's a multi-time winner here in Phoenix. He wanted to know what made Bell so good here and how Bell drove the car. And Denny in the sim made changes to how he would have to drive and almost relearn how to drive Phoenix Raceway. He said it's either going to work or it's not. I'm up for that change.
Come on, Byron.
That change is working now to the tune of almost a 2-second advantage over Kyle Larson. He's going for it on board. Push light on board. Ross Chastain. It's a very close racing right there between Bell and Cindric. Chastain has a 3-wide bottom. That might jump. We've talked a lot about the championship four. Remember, Chastain really, you look at Phoenix specifically, is the only
lost one position.
Still good. Impressive drive out of the one. And then you look at the 77 of Lucifar running fifth. Jeff, we take a lot of Lucifar because he does find some ways to get himself in the news. But Danny has a lot of rock speed in that club. Certainly does. Strategic Luke Lambert. I think this offseason will be important for that team just to get together and kind of like refocus what their goal was every single week. And one of those things has to be get to the finish for the races. You see Chuck Berry there in that red and white.
Come on, Byron.
There's the 21 up high, right behind Austin Cindric. You got a little out of shape there. Good catch. Chase Elliott on the inside in the number 9. Hamlin now 2.2 seconds out in front. As he comes across the line, that's more than likely to grow even more over Kyle Larson. Almost 2.3, so another 10th now. So he's taking option B, Steve. Not being conservative, he's going for it. I like what Jeff was saying. He's also pushing and learning. We heard a few reports from Pat Rowland about some tire wear, maybe a few cords. It didn't sound like anything too urgent from all the radios I was reading. But this rate, this stage is done correctly. You break it up a little bit more in the middle. You actually shouldn't run as long on a set of tire tiers you did stage 1. He's made the fastest car every lap since the restart. Here's the McDonald's 23 for Bubba Wallace. Brickyard 400 winner. And featured so heavily in these playoffs. There's something going wrong with it. Something's wrong with the 23. He turned left and he's just...
Oh, is that going to be a caution?
I don't know if it's an engine issue or a gearing issue, but you see cars left and right. Is he looking for pit road? I think he is. But he missed the entrance. We'll have to see if the 23 can get back around the pit road.
Uh-oh.
Didn't quite pick up that radio. Sounds like it's a power issue. They're giving some reports about the master switch trying to turn it on and off, so maybe it's an electrical issue. You just see it's just not up to speed, not up to power. You don't see any smoke out of the tailpipes. That would tell you it's an obvious engine issue, Jeff. But these
caution.
It moves right at the cable-driven wire. But if the engine thinks it's at wide open or zero throttle, there are some protections about pump throttles. There's some protection about saving the engine with a throttle position and oil pressure. So it can really lose its mind if it doesn't understand where Bubba Wallace has the throttle. Let's listen in. You hear the frustration from Bubba Wallace. And there's been a little bit of this around from this man right here. Remember, Denny Hamlin last week at Martinsville. He didn't need to do anything special there. He was already in the championship four, but he was kind of cruising in second. I think biding his time when the engine expired on the 11, Marty.
For that lead for Hamlin, he has stormed to the lead almost 3 seconds now. Normally,
He's
his
cheap.
signature is how good they are on the later runs. And Jeff, you pointed out, he is really giving up the front end of the run here. And Hamlin told Chris Scott something very interesting. He said, let's just see what happens here. His father, Chris Hamlin, keeps saying, hey, make sure it lives, make sure it goes. But
Come on.
Hamlin seems to be experimenting right now. So the turn is better, but what is he learning in this experiment, Jeff?
Look, I like what he's doing here as long as he doesn't damage the tires, right? I like the fact he's just pushing his car as hard as it will go to understand what they will need for, number one, a short run. If this thing gets down to the end, you get a 20, 25 lap run, what does my car need to do better? And then number two, if I'm going to push, you see Bubba Wallace coming into the pits now, if I'm going to push hard for the entire run, where does he go? Can we make it? Well, what do the tires look like? What adjustments do we need to make? So, this unlike all the races throughout the year where they're racing for stage points and all that, they're not. They're racing for just the best finish of the race. So is this team experiment a little bit here just so that they know what they need in any scenario? Because you did a long green flag run at the end of this race. What are you going to do? Right? He's going to know more about that than the other guy.
You talk about the scope of the year, Jeff. Well, the 6-time winner this year, Denny Hamlin, his season has been punctuated by various issues, Steve. Texas in early May, major engine issue. You see the fire come from underneath the car. And next, Kansas, a clutch issue for the 11. Sounds familiar, same issue they're fighting today. They ended up damaged in the clutch beyond repair. Had to go back and fix it. Then it was a throttle issue at Talladega. It wasn't over yet. And then Martinsville, just a week ago, as I mentioned, doing a nice job. And then the engine expired on the 11.
See, what concerns me the most about this 11 car is that they had a clutch problem yesterday.
Yeah, set Friday in practice. Yeah,
That's right. If they had an opportunity to work on it, to try to make it better, they let it, try to get any air out of the system. That didn't fix it. So what is the problem?
and fellow Toyota driver Bubba Wallace on pit road.
A Chewy order is on the way for Josh. It never lets go of what he loves. At least not until Dad gets on Chewy. He gets him something new to love. Delivered fast. So Josh can always live his best life. One mouthful at a time. For low prices and fast shipping, for life with pets, there's Chewy. The smartest Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that.
That's right. You're a winner. This back. This guy's a winner. She's too. This is a winner. Thanks so much. The final winner. Who's your original prize? Work versus fun. Know the difference. My seminars are a great way to connect with young homeowners turning into their parents. Breaking down cardboard is something you have to do, not something you get to do. Lawn care is not a hobby. I'm not trying to hurt you. Just trying to be honest with you. Watching a neighbor get his tree removed is not a weekend play. Hey, let's give it up for that guy.
Progressive can protect you from becoming embarrassed, but we can protect your home auto when you bundle with us.
You're watching TV, not supervising it. Sit down, relax.
Push Guy, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going insane.
was going in circles. Different circles, Ross. Okay. And for the numbers.
Our goal was simple. Make it all fit. That feeling of being part of it all. That's why we went to work on this game. You want to feel NASCAR the way we live it. Time is now. That's what we do for the fans, for anybody who wants to experience this really life. From the sound to the speed.
Please caution.
You're watching the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Day here on NBC, presented by Brent's Tree. Beautiful day here in Phoenix. Lee Diffie, Jeff Burton, Steve Letop with you, the whole gang. And Daniel Suarez. Look at this car. I want to tell you about Freeway Insurance. We're excited to welcome them as a premier partner of the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series and the official Choose Rule sponsor.
Wow.
Racing, as in life, every choice defines the journey. Freeway proudly celebrates the fans, the sport, and the spirit of America. Together, we're empowering drivers everywhere to make the smart choice with Freeway Insurance. Daniel Suarez, who's been a Freeway Insurance ambassador with Trackhouse Racing, he's coming to the end of his 5th full season with Trackhouse. He's off to Spire next year, and look at this. Team giving him a beautiful send-off with an awesome car with big decals saying thank you, Daniel. So wishing him well as we go.
Caution for Shane Van Gisbergen. The Aussie, New Zealander. That means we got a chance. Oh! Chase Briscoe got boomed.
He radioed that just as the caution was coming out for Van Gisbergen, so you can see it's the right rear. In practice, it was left side. That's what you would imagine would be the air pressure issue, so we don't know if he ran something over what happened. Remember, these tires have been on for quite some time, plus a caution and a cycle. Now he's trying to get it back to James Small. You see the concern in the bottom left, leaning in, orchestrating the team about not only getting the tire change, but trying to limit the damage, right? So they'll jack it up. First things first, right rear tire off. You're going to look inside to see what kind of damage it did to maybe the brake line. You see the cording, that's what they're kind of trying to get free of the car. He'll go back out and try to hold the last. But now the question is how much damage has been done to the 19. He was running in good position. And this team and this driver, yes, of all the teams, unfortunately, this is going to set them back. What a huge break, though, that we were under yellow for an incident with the 88. If this was under green, this would have been just like dang ender.
Championship ender. Have a listen.
Number one, he did not wreck the race car. That was a fortunate break. Number two, look at the in front. See the smoke? The smoke is the caution of the 88 cars. He spun out. So, in a bad situation, a lot of good things happen here for that 19.
So, SVG, I can talk about this track a lot, but a little bit like Richmond. You think the corner's over, it isn't. No, they're so low a grip, and then he just spun it out. Hats off to SVG. I know this isn't the send-off he's looking for. 5 wins on the road courses, though. Continually improving, moving up inside the top 20 on a lot of the ovals. I can only imagine the learning curve. I think this 88 is going to be, one to really keep an eye on again next year.
Last 3 races, all in the top 15, of course, on ovals. So progress being made, but he said it on the radio. No grip. It just spun on me.
Well, and again, we keep talking about the tires and how they are built to wear out. And every driver I talked to said when they spin this grip, it is a handful.
Well, now here with 77 to go, we are inside a fuel window meeting. Pit stop from here will get you to the end of the stage. Now, as a crew chief, my stomach does not love the idea of turning on 75 laps with these tires that are high wear,
especially after what we just said.
Just in general, it's Phoenix is an odd place. Even though there's not tire concerns, there's brake concerns, Jeff. It's a very odd track by definition. It's not a short track. You can use brakes like a short track. You can overcool them. There's so much going on. This 19 car, Chase Briscoe, is going to be very interesting to see, A, what kind of damage they feel that flat tire did, and what they feel they can repair. Let's listen into the 19.
What caused that vibrations that will do it again? Probably very, very
So Friday in practice, they had a flat tire, and then they were really unable to run a lot because he kept talking about vibrations. There's Coach Gibbs, obviously, looking on. So a couple things. What can happen is the tire can be damaged, it can lose air, it can go flat, and Jeff as a driver, you can have no idea. The other thing that can happen is these tires have belts in them. And if you get low enough on air, whether that's your setting or maybe you run something over, the tire goes down, it can break one of those belts internally. And it just picks up like a harmonic, kind of like a little bit of turbulence, like a high-speed turbulence in the tire. You already said it all the way from maybe last 3 of this run. And he said a vibration again. Because you talked about a vibration from the first run of the race also. You get to the point as a driver, you're like, hey, they all vibrate. Why am I going to try again, right? So he was given that information after the fact because he had a vibration in practice, had a vibration on the first run. Why do I need to keep repeating myself? All right, ball goes from the track to pit road, the ball gets tossed, special teams. It's like, you sit around for 15, 20, 30 minutes there, but then you're expected to jump into action. Keep in mind, the Hendrick duo, the 5 and the 24, their respective pit crews have been spectacular this season. Do they do it again, Parker? And are they able to leapfrog down?
I want to see the 24.
Let's go to time pit road. That would be the hope here for the 5 team. They told him he's being beat in turn 4, and Kyle let them know he's trying to be delicate on the right rear, and that's very hard to do. They're going to continue to loosen him up in the 7th corner to try and help him on that big dip.
Parker for his teammate William Henry said no big balance complaints, just lazy that run, and I didn't even get on the back end of it. He said my tires weren't happy. I wasn't going to go forward. I need my tires happy. They did make an air pressure adjustment on those 4 good years, Marty.
Denny Hamlin told Chris Gale it's really good for about 18 laps, and then the
Come on, Byron. He's cheating.
No, Hamlin goes in with the lead. Pretty sure when that drag race gets followed,
He's cheating.
That was close, though. Good stop from the 5 team. That was really close between the 11 and the 5 of Hamlin and Larson. Again, here's the reason why we're under caution. One of the championship 4, Chase Briscoe. Tire issue.
One, Byron.
Under caution.
Alright, this is boring.
The smartest Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch America's talent take center stage at one of Xfinity's most prestigious events.
Next level stuff.
Southwest Stadium, November 14th through 16th on NBC and Peacock.
This week is no ordinary week. It's Wicked Week with a Monday surprise on The Voice. Welcome to Oz. Then on Thursday, a thrill-finding celebration. Wicked was wonderful referee. Wicked Week starts tomorrow on NBC and Peacock. There's so many people that need a restaurant. These guys did everything they had. Like their own firefighter. Stream for free. Only on every movie.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you'll get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle. Start counting that cash. Over, you get early payout on parlays too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
WGBL Music at 10. Get the most news and weather connecting you to the day's most important stories. Watch the news at 10 on BTV Susquehanna Valley. It's coverage you can count on.
Sponsored by your local Toyota dealer. Let's go places.
See breaking news first. Download the WGBL app today.
NASCAR 25 is available now.
NASCAR 25!
And Xbox Series X. Get the real NASCAR experience. Build your own team, race online, and go door to door with the stars. And you can learn more at NASCAR25.com. Look at this day we're being treated to here in Phoenix. About half an hour southwest of downtown Phoenix, Arizona, here at Phoenix Raceway. And this discussion continues. This topic of discussion continues with Denny Hamlin. So let's go on board with this Toyota on board. Just let's peer into this pit stop and specifically what Hamlin does and how he does it and watch the clutch. So Jeff, let's go on board and see what Denny does. You're in second gear, coming into stop. Watch his right hand. Watch his hand. He's coming. He stops. And now he puts it in gear. So right now his foot is on the clutch. He is holding it, holding it, holding it. It means it's just operating properly. Watch his hand. Never moves it. Dumps the clutch and off it goes. Yeah, because he pulls it in second gear. So he only goes from second to first on the motorcycle, right? He just downshifts one time. I was wondering to see if we would see two downshifts. That would take it all the way to neutral. Allow his foot to come off the clutch. So currently, it seems like the 11 has enough clutch stuff before the pit. We'll have to just keep an eye on it, though. Remember, still 198 and at least 2 hours.
I have no light on.
And in that passage, during stage 2, Hamlin was able to eke out a 3+ second advantage over the Henry
You don't want him.
and William Byron. See what this restart is like in the Busch Light restart zone. Pretty even between Larson and Hamlin. Byron is poised. That Danglo yellow Menards for the lady. Hosenard's in the mix. So too does Chastain. And as nerve-wracking as the day is for this championship four, the last place you want to be is 7 rows back in that mix, right? You want to stay up front, stay out of the quagmire. Remember, Briscoe's back at 32nd after his issues. And Hewitt's quietly sneaking his way forward. Keep your eye on that bright yellow and black DeWalt Toyota. The 20 for Joe Gibbs Racing and Christopher Bell. There he is right there. Multi-time winner here in Phoenix. Bell is making his way forward. '77 is hosted on 21 Berry. The light blue Busch Light car of 1 Ross Chastain. But yet again, early after a restart, Jeff Hamlin has kept the rest for sure. But at Larson, to me, this run is not. I just get the sense Larson's not going to let it get out there early this time. The pace that Larson took off on the second, third lap of this run was faster than what he ran the last run. It's going to be a tough day from here, Dave Burns, for the 19 of Chase Briscoe. Tell us more.
Yeah, you heard Jeff talk about he restarted in 32nd position. That's because they came down to pit road twice. The first time was to change 4 tires. Second time he went back out and said there was a vibration. So they came back in, tightened everything, and after they went green, listen to what he said.
We're stuck.
So something really big happening, and he's way back in the pack already, guys.
Yeah, he is off the pace. He is nowhere near the back of the pack. So still don't see. There he is.
That radio?
You'd say something's amiss. Yeah, I think something is amiss on this car. We thought it was maybe just a tire pressure issue. Obviously made mechanical adjustments. But something is the car shouldn't vibrate consistently at all the different speeds.
I hate that.
So the 19 out of Joe Gibbs Racing, it appears a mechanical issue. We'll keep an eye on it. He's fighting vibrations. The 11 of Danny Hamlin continuing to lead 94 laps today, but battling a clutch issue. Marty, what are you hearing?
Well, Steve, that was a terrific onboard look with Denny Hamlin a moment ago about that pit stop. And Denny Hamlin was on 50 feet off of pit road and had this to say to Chris Gale.
Read the clutch, dude. It's shooting me out. Like, it's right on the edge of the gauge. It's engaging, but it's now from the bottom out point. If I lose the corner now, it's engaging, so it's not far from not engaging. At this point, but it don't matter from that way on.
Boy, there's a lot there, Steve, that sends off alarm bells for this 11 team. Number one, Chris Gale saying, hey, don't engage the clutch. Use it as minimal amount as you can because we may only have so many uses. And then he came on the radio after that, Steve, and said, listen, you cannot cool the car under caution. That's out for the rest of the day. So Denny Hamlin will not be able to cool the car under caution.
remind everybody, the clutch systems on these NASCAR vehicles, it's a hydraulic system. It's not a mechanical clutch, it's a hydraulic clutch. So when he says the clutch pedal is long, it has some sort of hydraulic issue. Jeff, you mentioned it. They let it after practice, got air out thinking that resolved it, but something else is allowing air back into the system because here it is again. So instead of pumping it up like you would brakes, now he's advising his driver, hey, you know, if it slips at all, it's going to burn the clutchness out of this thing. We might only have 4 or 5 good uses, so you can't cool the car. I don't want you to use it extra. I don't know anything about what I'm hearing out of this about. The thing that concerns me the most is Denny Hamlin said when he barely comes off the clutch and engages it, right? Which what that tells me is he pushes the clutch all the way to the floor, gets it to work, but he just barely comes off of it, the car starts to roll. So if it gets any worse at all, when he pushes the pedal, will it engage the clutch? Because he's already at the end of the pedal to get it to engage. So as the clutch gets hotter, they tend to not work as well. Things can go, anything works better at the end of the race than it does at the beginning of the race. And he added uses. Are they at the end of the usage of this clutch? We just don't know. But I do not like that he only has just a tiny bit of clutch that's engaged. 2 totally different issues, but this has a similar feel to me of Kansas when he had the power steering issue, and he very nearly won that race. Here he is again, juggling with a different issue, but again, it's driving at the front with adversity. Toyota driver update. Obviously, Hamlin is the lead. I spoke about Christopher Bell earlier. Bell has worked his way 4 to 7. I said I thought Larson wasn't going to let it get away. Well, I was wrong. 2.2 seconds, 3/10 of the second, a lap. Look at the rubber flying off that top car. Yeah, Larson's not letting it. Just there's no option. This 11 car is shot out of the game. This is the longest run we had, 61 laps. When we started this, they were going to have to go about 70 laps. Remember, the 24 was better than the 11 at the end of that long run. Let's see if this thing goes green, if it's changed any. Because that long run involves the next 57 laps. That's how many is left in stage 2. Is it season ending?
I'll take everyone else to the chance match thing to
4th place. Come on! He's a bad.
Careful of the teeth.
Then he was.
It's not easy. Some extra sauce. And pickles. Yes. Yeah, pickles. Side smash. The Jimmy one of burgers.
We're starting at Denny Hamlin 6.
Chevy trucks. Off-road ready. Always dependable. Like the relentless Chevy Silverado. And rugged Chevy Colorado. And the powerful Chevy Silverado.
Oh man, I don't want.
And uncompromising Chevy Silverado.
I think it's been dark. I'm just gonna.
With the Chevy Trailboss family, dependability from safety. And Chevrolet. Together, let's
That Denny Hamlin.
Really? Michael? Yeah, it's me. Ready to snap. Into a Slim Jim. This is Rebel Speedway, the hottest track in NASCAR, and this is the all-trick 400 takes over Atlanta. 3 days of tailgates and full throttle. Sunday is chaos, speed, and glory. Get tickets at EchoParkSpeedway.com.
Today's championship day in the NASCAR Cup Series here on NBC, presented by Brez Tree, and what you're looking at there are 6,400 campsites. And they are
Oh man, we need a
stadium
cloth.
is packed. What a sight here on championship weekend. Driving through
Very
that
nice.
lane to get back to the TV. I'm jealous. I'm all I drive through there. They look like they're having a great time. They're having a great weekend. There's some really impressive setups. They got sports on the television in the evening or the morning when we come in. They go into the races during the day. What a great time. I was going to say, I'm not jealous in the morning because they look like they're I'm jealous. I'm not there, yeah. Denny Hamlin, 2.6 seconds out in front of
He's
Kyle Larson.
cheating.
And then William Byron sits in fourth behind Ryan White. Tell us more, Kim Kern.
Yeah, Lee, and third of the championship drivers where he's finished in the hunt the last 2 years. So what did they learn in those championship appearances the last 2 years? Pretty people told me the first appearance, they were strong early, late last. But when the shade crept into the track, they took a big swing and got behind. Last year, he said we did all we could, but we weren't the best car, but we were going to make a bold goal. So how does that direct the race today? He said we got to keep up the racetrack, trust our instincts, and know we are capable. Right now, what we're telling his drivers, stay in touch with the front of the field. There is still 49 laps to go in this stage, and a lot to gain.
Kim, that's been the same for Cena. He's hoping to stay in touch with leader Denny Hamlin, number 5 with Kyle Larson here. He's just been struggling with the right rear tire. I want to say the impression I'm getting is that the 11 is just that much faster than the 5 right now. Kyle's been very descriptive. We go on the HedgerCars.com onboard about how he's trying to delicate for your team that tire, but this is really all he has. The team is continuing to try and loosen it up in the center of the quarters and help that car be straighter on exit, but Kyle's just not been able to find the field he wants. And Jeff, when you see a leader like Eddie bolting away from you, and this is all you have, what do you try to do in that car? What do you try to tell your crew chief about what you need when you see a car that much faster in front of you?
Well, I think that's the key. I think communicating to my crew chief and the team, hey guys, here's where I am slower than he is. Here's what I'm struggling with. We cannot do anything to control his car, right? Nothing we can do about that. But we can our car.
He's
So
cheating.
where's the speed? How is he able to drive this much faster than me? If you just got to communicate, team's got to go to work.
Again.
Car looks pretty good. Going riding along, looks smooth, looks under control. Watch his hand movement. Car turns in the corner.
Jeff, what I will add in this conversation is the other thing you have to do is you can only improve the balance so far. You can't, swing for the fences and take yourself completely out of it. Right? The 11 is got, or the 5 is learning the 11's potential issues with this clutch. They know what they have going on. You don't know if it's going to come down to a 5-lap shootout, whether it's going to come down to a pit stop. Like you can't panic and start making adjustments just because you think it's your only chance.
In every championship battle along every sports scene, when teams have to get out of what they do best, that's when they get in trouble, right? You get behind, you start football, you start throwing passes you don't normally do, throwing interception. In racing, the same thing happens. Is you now look at your competition and you're just better. Like we got to find something and do something different. It is very difficult to understand what changes to make, not only within the car but outside the car.
Let's jump away from the championship for just for a moment. Let's talk about Ryan Blaney. Kim, a guy who could so easily have been in this conversation today of the championship 4 after that run last weekend in Martinsville from 31st to 1st, ultimately finished runner-up. This guy here, he sits third at the moment.
Absolutely. You think about his week last weekend at Martinsville was looking for a third straight appearance in the Champ 4. Now one spot short of that, but talking to the team, they did not let that discourage them from getting things done today.
He's making it cost.
Jumped to having better in 2026 after losing last week. It is now a company behind Logan who still win this race at minutes. Blaney, a full-time runner. Right now they're saying feels better on exit this run, still struggling with overall grip on Marty. He needs more to lean on in the center.
In his second year in Cup, car
Alex and Hocevar have been so impressive this year, especially late spring and in the summer. They were fantastic. 4 top 5s, top 10s, and laps led in 2025 that he's had in his Cup career. But the end of the season has been rough for this race team. Great example last week at Martinsville. He was involved in several cautions, but today, this would be a fantastic place to finish for Hocevar.
Yeah, we need caution there. Oh, 1 race second, so all we do now at Denny Hamlin.
He knows what he wants. The last one, he wants to finish in the corner because he was too free center exit, but maybe it doesn't. Chase Elliott started this race back in 17th, but he's methodically worked his way up to 9th. When I spoke to his team this morning, his crew chief, Alan Gustin, they felt very confident they had a good car for this race. Chase has remarked that he's been happy with the balance, and I asked, do you think this season has been successful? He said, absolutely. And we both reminisced that amazing win that Chase Elliott had at home at Atlanta earlier this year. The crowd reaction to that. Yes, it hasn't been a championship weekend, but a lot for this team to build on as they go into the offseason later today.
One champion to another, a 2-time Cup Series champion, Kyle Busch, and the Cheddars Chevrolet for RCR. He just made a trip down pit road. Yeah, it was running 20 and ended up coming down pit road with a flat right rear. Let's listen. Right there, tire just goes flat. This was a right rear, so left side's in practice. This is the right side. Now you see some damage on the bodywork, but I don't think that could get all the way to the tire, but maybe it is. Let's follow up. Kim, what are you hearing?
Yeah, just like you described, rear down, and this team had such a strong run last week, and we're very optimistic coming into this weekend. Hits and gremlins in practice, like you guys described, had to quit on lap 144 for that rear down. The team continuing to adjust for some of the same issues he's experienced throughout this entire race, throughout this entire 148 laps, and that is just that he has absolutely no left, right, or right rear grip. So not the way they wanted to end this 2025 season.
Caution!
16 that they get on again. This is the second hit he's had today, this weekend. Look, they almost look very
So got a chance, and
practice.
I think it's getting dark.
I just had to look out the window. Remember, he's had multiple big hits the last several weeks.
Yeah.